Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's video is super exciting. I am out here doing some trail camera checking, but this video today is not about trail cameras. It is about 2021. It has been an extremely challenging year, but an extremely rewarding year for me. It's been one of my best years on YouTube. I said it last year, I'll say it again this year, and I hope I can do it again in the future. This year, I'm hoping to end the year with close to 600,000 views. We're at the start of December now when I'm making this, but I think by the end of the year, I'm going to be approaching the 600,000 view mark. So I hope you guys enjoy some of the clips that you're about to see. Let me know down below what your favorite memory from 2021 was, and let me know what you guys think of this video and your favorite video that I made this year from 2021. 2021 started off with a trip down south to southern Florida. Day 1 and 2, we began bridge fishing from shore for giant peacocks and awesome largemouth. I collaborated with Watch Your Lip Fishing and spent an afternoon chasing freshwater giants. I managed my first freshwater snook at 20 inches and my first ever snakehead coming in at 28 inches. I can't say thank you enough to them for their generosity in opening a seat in the boat for me. We headed into the Everglades and rented a John boat and had the trip of a lifetime. We encountered the most epic peacock bass feeding frenzy, estimating close to 100 fish caught. We packed our bags for a 2-day stay down in the Keys with some extended family and spent one afternoon fishing Bahia Honda State Park, catching numerous species including grouper, snapper, grunts, hogfish, and yellowjacks. After fighting off sharks all day, we decided to try and hook into one. The day ended with a 1 hour and 57-minute fight from a monster nurse shark, estimating 250 plus pounds and 7 to 8 feet long. I can't say thank you to them enough. I did my first catch and cook of the year on an unpopular fish, the yellowjack, which was surprisingly pretty good. We headed into the Gulf of Mexico for a day of backcountry fishing. We landed a bunch of gray, mutton, yellowtail, and lane snappers, as well as I caught my first bonnethead shark. Florida ended with a couple last-minute shore missions, landing my first bowfin of the year, my first Florida crappie, and a few more great bass. We headed back north to Indiana just in time to fly the drone for the first major snowstorm of the year. After the snow melted, I spent some time searching for arrowheads before the crops got into the field. We were successful in finding a bunch of points, including this gem. I caught my first fish in Indiana on March 6th this year, when me, my brother, and my best friend spent some time taking out giant Asian carp. We came back the next day and took the boat down the river for some early season carp fishing. We spent a little time shed hunting, but unfortunately we found more deer taken out by the coyotes than we did shed antlers. We completed a John boat to bass boat conversion update with some do's and don'ts. Made a second video all about the new electricity added to the boat, lights all the way around with a new switch panel to control the power. I made my own DIY pole holder capable of holding up to 10 rods. I headed to northern Indiana for my first largemouth bass of the year on March 17th out of the kayak. My brother and I purchased new duck and goose floating decoys for the upcoming hunting season and shot an unboxing video and full review on the new products. And we also created our own strap weights for the decoys. We got back into the kayak to test new lures and chase after more ditch pickles. We got stopped by a conservation officer. I found my first axe on public ground. I lost a huge bass fishing a new lake, probably would have been a new PB. We took a break from Indiana and flew south to Florida for round 2. We took a tour of the Hillsborough Inlet Lighthouse, which was incredible and another once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We shore fished with shiners for giant largemouth bass and caught a bonus giant Mayan cichlid. My wife and I headed deep into the Everglades yet again. We caught an insane amount of peacock bass, largemouth bass, gar, Oscars, bowfin, and I even caught my first jaguar gapote. We tried a new section of canal and watched my cousin catch his first peacock bass, as well as catch his first seagull. We drove down to Isla Mirada for the day and took a jet ski tour out of Robbie's Marina. We snorkeled the reef and hand-fed the silver kings around the marina. Back in Indiana, I began chasing after my first longbeard. I was fortunate enough to take a nice bird after a few sits with my new CZ1012. 11-inch beard, 1 1/8 inch spurs, and 21 pounds. In early April, I began pursuing a new passion, muskie fishing. By the end of April, I was able to lay my hands on my first muskie, a gorgeous 37.5-inch muskie caught on giant blades. Me and Jared both landed a handful of large blue suckers this spring. I found a bunch of quality morel mushrooms searching new spots with my buddy. I fished my hometown river and had tremendous success throwing for big smallies, white bass, and even landed a huge wiper. I took the kayak out one last time before heading out on the John boat to explore new lakes around the area. We caught endless bass skipping docks. I caught my first ever perch fishing a giant lake in northern Indiana. My dad, brother, and I headed south yet again for a super quick trip to Florida. Jared was able to catch an awesome clown knife fish from the Lake Ida chain, his first one ever. Me and Jared headed into the glades for a quick trip and had awesome success catching all different species, including our first pickerel, tons of peacock, and other Florida exotics. We had an extremely close run with an alligator looking for a quick snack. We spent 1 week back in Indiana, and then we headed north for a long weekend trip to Wisconsin. Wisconsin conditions were tough, but we were able to find a few crappie and some awesome largemouth on bed. We took the boat out below a central Wisconsin dam and found some smaller walleye and a nice northern pike. Back in Indiana, I explored the north central region heavily out of the John boat, hooking into hundreds of smaller bass while throwing everything in the tackle box. I hooked an absolute monster muskie, but unfortunately lost this one due to a rush net job. I caught a huge walleye trolling a 1.5 ounce rattle trap. I watched our new puppy mistake the thick moss for a nice grass yard and take a spill into the lake. I kayaked to the Tippecanoe River in murky conditions and landed my first sauger of the year. My whole family traveled south again to Tennessee to get away for a 4-day weekend. We explored Burgess Falls twice and even caught a few fish below the falls. Then we headed to a different state park to go swimming and jump off the falls. I was able to fish downstream between the high walls and catch some nice smallmouth out of the creek. Back north, I got back to exploring new waters and found a giant bowfin hiding in some dirty water. I went night fishing with my brother and we had an insane night. He caught his personal best crappie, personal best smallmouth, and ended the night with a 8.8 pound wiper. I was able to catch a thick walleye pushing 5 pounds. That was the icing on the cake for the night. I fished an interstate lake twice this year and got my car stuck trying to get the boat in and out of the water. I went trout fishing a few times and was able to land a few different trout wading some skinny water. I purchased my first ever field goose decoys and completed a review, and I was able to go on my first goose field hunts. I also did an unboxing of new wood duck decoys and even a wood duck mojo decoy. I took the boat out on the river one last time to test the new lights and chase after hybrid striped bass. I lost the biggest walleye I've ever seen due to difficult river conditions. I got back into late summer and early fall muskie as soon as the temperature started to fall, and the results were crazy. 6 different muskie encounters this year, all sealing the deal to the new addiction. We took the John boat out to search for more bass and encountered our first ever lock between 2 giant lakes. At the end of September, my wife and I flew to Seattle to chase after salmon, but the river was too blown out due to rain. We explored the area instead, hiking mountains, sightseeing waterfalls, playing in a snowstorm, picking blueberries, picnicking on a mountain, and just experiencing what Washington has to offer. Some of the most insane scenery imaginable. Took the boat out a few more times before getting back into the hunting. I took my first fall turkey from the deer stand, a double-bearded tom that was in really rough looking shape. I took a beautiful doe with a crossbow in the early season. We went duck hunting opening weekend with the crew and was able to manage 4 woodies and 1 gadwall. And we went back the following weekend for a second duck hunt of the year and knocked down a few more wood ducks. Deer firearm season finally showed up, and on opening day I was blessed with a nice super wide 8-point buck weighing 125 pounds dressed. And on the following day I was able to sit with my brother to experience him putting the hammer down on his first ever whitetail buck. Another nice 8-point buck dressing 135 pounds. Alrighty, 2021, that's basically a wrap. Just a few more days left for me, but you guys are going to be seeing this probably around the first of the year. So hope you guys had an awesome 2021. I know it's been quite a challenging year for everybody health-wise, and just, you know, it is what it is, but being outside and enjoying the great outdoors is one of my favorite things to do. So make sure you get out there in 2022 and do the same stuff. But thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, let me know what you think and your favorite memories. So we'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully we can do another year in review in 1 more year, and hopefully I can say the same thing with even more positive stuff. 2021 was an insane year on YouTube, and hopefully 22 is even better. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.